Now to the latest on Vote 2016. It's a contest this weekend for Democrats in South Carolina's primary.
Hillary Clinton is sitting on a big lead, but Bernie Sanders, he's already looking ahead to Super Tuesday. Our own Glenna Milberg has traveled to Columbia, South Carolina to bring us up to speed. Hi, Glenna.
It's true, Lori. Sanders is out of here at the moment. He's in Missouri, a Super Tuesday state. He's also rallying in Oklahoma today, whose primary is on March 1st. Kind of a nod to this huge double-digit lead in the polls that Hillary Clinton has here with Democratic voters. But both of them were in Columbia last night doing a town hall meeting, which was essentially the last televised attempt that they had to make their case to South Carolina's Democrats. Secretary Hillary Clinton riffed on income disparity, a signature theme for Senator Bernie Sanders.
There are barriers that people are encountering that I think we need to be honest about.
And Sanders defended President Barack Obama, a recurring Clinton move of late.
We have been dealing in the last 7 years with an unprecedented level of obstructionism against President Obama.
South Carolina's primary Saturday, Democrats first in the South, is a far different lay of the land than in Iowa or New Hampshire or their caucus in Nevada.
They both have good points, good views.
Secretary Clinton holds a double-digit lead in every poll here, a result, at least in part, of South Carolina's Democratic primary electorate that is more than half African American. Issues involving race are already front and center for both candidates.
There is something very wrong when African Americans in South Carolina and around the country get nervous about walking down the street or going into their car and being stopped by a police officer.
Some of the themes that we'll be hearing here in South Carolina in these next couple of days as both candidates try to make their case in advertising. There are millions of dollars of ads running right now featuring African-American celebrities. Each candidate has a lineup of African-American endorsements and political leaders. And this is the time that Hillary Clinton wants to sort of remind her base who she is, and Bernie Sanders is trying to sell voters here on who he can be. I'm Glenna Milberg, live in Columbia, South Carolina today, Local 10 News.